Good morning. It's me again. How consistent is that? Hello everyone. It's Amanda, the Emotional Strength Trainer, and today I'm going to be talking about emotional exhaustion and how it can be affecting any rage that you may have billowing up in your body. And if anybody's pointing the finger at you saying, "You're always so angry," there's a possible reason for it. So I'm going to be chatting about that for you today. So as you arrive, please let me know you can hear me and say hello. And I'll have a look at the comment section today to see if that works a little bit better than yesterday and the day before. So yes, the emotional exhaustion is a real thing that we're living in. You've heard me say, and I've written about it a couple of times on a couple of posts, that we are in what I'm calling energetic fatigue at the moment. And it's emotional fatigue when you have had a sustained way of being coming at you from every direction in your life. Then it starts to have an effect. And whether or not it's in your life or somebody else's life, globally, we have been through quite the time in the last 20 months, and it's going to show up in ways where you're at the end of your tether. Yesterday I spoke about like energetic adrenal fatigue, where you're in this heightened state of vigilance all the time. That's what this is. So let's say hello to some people. My mate Pete is here from over in good old Western Australia. Hello. And Lisa is here again this morning, coming from lovely Coolum, no doubt. Hello Julie, and hi Jerry. That's very good of you to join me. So those of you who are here and listening, and do also share this to anyone you know who may be exhausted, dodgy sleep patterns, epic dreams. I don't know about you, but if you're somebody that, you know, the dream state is as busy as real life state, that's another example of how the energies are affecting us, or how the state of the nation, if you like, are affecting us. So put in the comments how tired you are. If you are having those moments where you just feel like you're going to explode, and then if you're also somebody that controls your emotions so that you've internalized that rage. You know, one of the things that I've learned in my own journey, it's a type of dissociation. Okay, so when things happen in your life and the trigger is flicked to catastrophe in your brain. So, you know, a while ago, it was earlier this year, I think, I spoke about a moment of dissociation I had where I thought my marriage was over because my husband had cooked pasta. and I was not eating wheat or anything at that, or I'm still not eating wheat. And the triggers in my brain sent me into this space of, that's it, your marriage is done. And luckily my bioresonance therapist, her name's Samadhi Hart, if anyone's looking for a good bioresonance person, I was able to reach out to her in my distress, because I've known for decades that my marriage is a lifelong one. And I said, something's wrong, and she was able to say, you're dissociating. So these apoplectic bouts of rage that you may have that get internalized, or you sit there and you want to blow your lid at somebody, or perhaps you already have, part and parcel of the energies that we have lived in a sustained situation for an extended period of time. It's like, if you can imagine your nerve endings. Somebody said to you, if you're going to cope, you need your nerve endings to float out of your body and in the ocean, and that'll help you. And then every time something passes, it bangs on your nerve ending, and because it hurts. And that's what, so you've got your physical body, then your energy body, and then you've got an auric field, and this another element that I take in, which is your luminous energy field. And any time I've ever seen a luminous energy field, it looks like an anemone. So if you know the clownfish from Nemo and how they can swim through an anemone, so they're quite long and they're delicate, okay, but they can hide things in there. So we're walking through life, and say if you're employed and the industry you're working in has been impacted by businesses being shut down, then you've got the business owners who are trying to keep it afloat or keep their employees, pay their suppliers, but the suppliers have been affected, distribution's been affected, okay, we're not making any money, so we've got to put people off. So you've got people that have been kept on, and then people that can't work. Then you've got the threat of the disease and all of the vaccine element, the wearing masks, isolating, all those sorts of things. So you're walking through this energy where your anemone tendrils, your nerve endings, are being wafted out in the open, and these things keep landing on it and attacking it. So when it starts early, you can handle it because it's just a little bit. But then the energy starts to build because it's no longer just you and your fears or you and your worries. It's now starting to have other things land, because in energy work, one of the pictures that I get is that when your energy is dysfunctional, it creates something that looks like a Velcro hook. So you've got, or a Velcro piece of Velcro. So one side of the Velcro has a loop, and the other side of the Velcro has the hook. So that's when like Velcro works its best when the two pieces come together, and then the hook goes into the loop, and that's how it sticks. So your energy in a dysfunctional state becomes a loop, and when it's wafting around and all of the energies from outside start to float around as well, they hook on, and that's how the energy builds to make you feel worse and worse. So sometimes people don't know to keep their energy protected or keep their energy clean, because nature or human nature will dictate that when you're overwhelmed, you don't have the presence of mind to protect yourself. It's sometimes people, they do, and they're vigilant about it, but then there can be pockets of time where something so overwhelming comes in and it latches on, and then that adds to your energy exhaustion. So how do you handle that? First of all is acknowledging it, and one of the key things to ask is, when you're having an episode, or if you're continually waking up, or you're grumpy, or people say something to you and it's the most innocuous thing, but it feels like nails down a chalkboard, you have to ask yourself the question, why am I feeling this way? Why is this growing to this point? Why am I so angry? Why do I feel like I could punch somebody in the throat? That kind of thing. And it starts to break down the elements of what is at play for you. Now, energetically speaking, we're a planet of nearly 8 billion people. There's a lot of energy that has been expelled from every living single soul that has created a wave. Okay, now we're going to evolve out of this, but at the same time, I think it's going to be one of those catalyst moments in our era that people will look back on to say, oh, that's when everything started to shift. So that's why I run and do the Demanking sessions each end of year, because every year builds up an energetic story in our body. And when you come to the end of the year, it's one of those things where you want to make sure that you give yourself every chance in the new year to be able to, I'm just going to shut down my emails and everything. Can you hear that? Bing, 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 bing. Okay, so you want to give yourself every chance to be able to go into the new year without the stuff that found you in this year. So I'm just going to pop the link in here as well. Hello, Kathy from Northern California. Thank you. So this is the link for the Demankings. This year, there is a whole heap of them, and each day this week I've done a video about the different ones. But today I just wanted to talk to you about why you want to bring in an energy healing therapy to be able to give your body every chance to be clear of everything as you start into the new year. Now remember, if you've been and done this work with me before, I always have personal sessions and a group session. This year there's just the one group session. It's being done on the full moon, the 18th, 19th of December, and it's a full moon healing. But then there's also another added part that's going to cover what got stuck at a collective consciousness level, which we all are, what got stuck in each part of your chakra system based on the collective consciousness. And if you are wanting to do the bare minimum, then that session is a brilliant option. I've been doing these, this is the 11th season of Demankings, so there's been thousands of people that have benefited from these sessions before. To clear out the collective consciousness gunk is very important. And if you're not somebody that's hypervigilant in protecting your energy every day, then you're going to have stuff land in your body. One of the most common things that people say to me after a group session is, I think you were just talking to me. And that's the fascinating part about group work. It just works. Now, I don't know whether you can hear those crows? Can anyone tell me whether they can hear the crows going off their chops outside? This is an example of how I do my work. I listen and hear for things that are trying to give us a message, okay? They just stand in and tell me. So you can hear now the crows have gone a bit quieter. Let me see, does anyone heard the crows? Yes, Pete can hear them. Okay, beauty. See how they've gone quiet? I've acknowledged the message. So this is the message of crow. Do not be afraid to use your voice powerfully to speak out with integrity. Know that you will need to address these issues in order to restore harmony. Now that's really interesting, isn't it? Because I'm in my highest level integrity when I do this work. This is my purpose. This is my reason for being here. I'm one of those people who created a business in order to change the world, and so the integrity of what I've created is top shelf. What I want to do with this work is give people permission to see what it feels like to not have the uninvited gunk holding them down in their body. I want to educate people in understanding that emotional trauma creates blockages that stops you from living your best life. There's no unicorns and rainbows involved with this, because living your best life is still going to mean there are things that are going to show up in your world that are not nice, that are not good. There's no living in the clouds, looking for the positive and all of those sorts of things. We look for the lessons and then implement those lessons to be able to change behaviors or change mindsets or identify belief systems so that we know a belief system is sitting there, and because we're aware, we can then make different choices for ourselves. So that's what I want to do with this work, is show you a new element, or a different element, or an as well element, because none of my work isolates anyone from the choices that they make in their health and well-being, ever, ever, ever. So you can bring in this new understanding, and what happens, the science of what I do is the vibration of my voice goes into your ears, and then it finds the energy. I say all of this stuff before I actually start an energy session, and then I say another level of stuff at the beginning of your energy session that you hear, that sets the scene for what's going to happen when I do the session. And it doesn't matter if it's a group session where I'm looking at the greater whole or the collective consciousness, or whether it's just your energy in my mind, in my mind's eye. And this year, there's a couple of extra new things that are coming in that will be a support mechanism for 2022 as well, which is all the twos, and it's a, you know, it's an exciting little support tool to have to help you be aware of what you're looking at, and how you can be aware of what you're looking at and make choices and changes in your life to navigate. Okay, so it's just a little tool, but you'll add it to everything else that you're doing as well, together with all of the exciting things that are coming with this concept that I've built. It's taking on a new form and going to a new level next year, and I'm very excited about that. So let me just have a look quickly here at the messages. Kathy's there from California. Okay, so if there's any questions that you have, or you would like to know more, the link is there. You can leave a comment here, and I'll come back during the day and have a read and respond as best I can. Otherwise, enjoy your day, and I look forward to seeing your name in my email box. Okay, bye for now.